Hello, YouTube. This is Doug Robbins. I was on Instagram earlier and I saw a question that asked you, okay, what is the definitive ending um, to the Michael Myers Halloween franchise? Do you believe it's resurrection or do you believe it's Halloween ends? And my answer, even though it didn't really answer that question, but it did answer, I said Halloween ends was the better movie overall, but Resurrection was the better Halloween slash Michael Myers movie. Um, which again, a lot of people may not like that answer. They may not care for that answer. But if you, because again, Halloween Ends is one of those movies, especially if you read the book. My brother's a big fan of it, both the book and the miniseries. Um, and so to supplement that work, I think that added enjoyment of the series for him, having the book and vice versa. Um, just like ends, it was nice to have the book after the fact supplement parts of the book, just like or the movie and the book supplement each other. Um, because again, I don't mind adding on to the lore of Michael Myers, um, like being able to pass his evil on to others, and that's cool. Um, Again, it really comes to bad Halloween movie. There's like a short Halloween film uh, in ends. If you read the book, it supplements it better and makes it better. But I still feel like most of their energy was spent wrong. Uh, they kind of spinning their wheels and wasting their gas without as much forward momentum as I would have liked to see. Now, where is the short film and Halloween Ends? And quite simply, uh, there's Michael helping kill the dude in the sewer, Doug Mulaney killing Michelle Dawson's character, uh, Deb. That's it, because I had to remember. Deb, do you ever shut the fuck up? Um, Goofy scene, and that's what's funny because a lot of people make fun of Resurrection for being goofy, and it's like, bro, like you remember that one weird guy? You sure about that? Are you sure about that? I don't even know what that spoony shit's from, but anyway, let's backtrack and tell you why Halloween Resurrection is the definitive end. If you want a definitive end, Michael lives. Michael, from my point of view, because again, I talk about it all the time. The sliding doors motif of Halloween Ends of or the Halloween franchise basically is Michael related to Laurie? Are they not? And in the Laurie and Michael are not related, Michael kills Laurie in that universe. He fucking kills her right in the beginning. Um, which, when I saw that, I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Because my first Halloween movie was Halloween H2O, man. 1998. and Resurrection was in 2002. I was 15 years old versus being a 10-year-old, 98. It's like, man, they killed Laurie Strode. Holy shit. Like, Michael won. And it reaffirmed, because anybody that's familiar with Halloween YouTube might know the name Dave McRae. He's talked about, you know, he's a proponent of Halloween being a one-off film, because that was the initial intention of the movie. You can't kill the boogeyman. And again, Michael surviving, his eyes popping open with that like that fucking. Now I just probably sounded special needs, but you know when you watch the movie, it's a good sting. It's scary. I just sounded like a mental patient myself. Um, but yeah, you can't kill the boogeyman. That was beautiful. That was a great way to end it. And how is it a better Halloween movie? And again, like um, the camera guy, when he's talking to Nora and he says, I went to USC or UCLA, same as Spielberg or BYU. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like being a real dork. Um, but the angle and the shots, and even because it's probably a lame scene. And I remember, you know, my brother, I want to say either back then or along the way sometime, I don't know. He kind of thought the guy was kind of derpy. But you know, I don't know. When he's given the little monologue about Michael and he's like, and now he's back. That got me pumped with the music, even though, you know, it probably did seem a little silly. But sorry, there was somebody actually in here. I wasn't expecting to have an audience. But and Michael killing Laurie Strode, like there's that sense that he will move on. You know what I mean? And it's like cold, matter of fact, and it gives you that nod of if Laurie was to keep surviving, just like Dr. Loomis in that continuity, in that reality, until he died, pretty much. Michael Myers was Dr. Loomis, and again, yes, he did retire in part 6, but a lot of that continuity 4 through 6 got erased, as we all know. Um, you know, and at the same time, as far as Michael Myers being Laurie Strode's brother, that right there um, is, in a nutshell, the definitive ending for that universe as far as I'm concerned. Because that goes from 1 to H2O, Resurrection, and that's it. Now, this is a new continuity. Uh, and again, with Michael not being related to Laurie, Okay. Now we have not just an alternate timeline, but we have a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but we got a new timeline, new realm of existence. And again, when I watched Halloween 2018, I was ready. If they were to kill Michael Myers, I was going to say, good. He's done enough evil. He's done enough bad in the Halloween franchise. And to give Karen, Allison, Laurie a pleasant, you know, as pleasant as they can life together. And, Laurie and Karen have made up. And so I'm sure then Allison and her mom have kind of, you know, made up in a way. So it's like, three generations of Strode women getting to move on after a little bit of therapy. And then Kills came out. And Kills uh, was great. And it ended on a shocker. They kill Karen. That was intense. And the editing, kind of made it look like uh, Michael or Lori could kind of see her daughter getting killed. And then they went another route. And Halloween Ends, to me, it was like, okay. And again, you can say all you want that Halloween Ends, well, he was weakened from the people, uh, yeah, he was weakened from the mob attacking him at the end of the last film. Um, which is a cop out and it's BS. And I don't buy that crap. You know what I mean? It's like no, and then they say, well, he passed his darkness on uh, to Corey, and now that's why he did. And again, what you were setting up for Corey to be the new Michael in a nutshell, you kill him too, and we didn't get Michael being Michael enough because the first time I saw Halloween, or because like again, night I came to the Halloween franchise through Halloween H2O, okay, and I saw them out of order. I can't tell you which ones I saw first, but for a while my favorite used to be two over one because it was like the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It was like the killers aren't really doing enough, and it's like, well, I like it when it's more suspenseful, and I like it when it's all slow and you don't see the killer. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of a basic bitch. I'm like, I know the killer. I'm here for him. I want you a little more out in the open, not to where you're acting like a silly bitch, like Bride of Chucky or something, but you're still being scary and a badass. And Halloween 2 was um, like the first one, but a little, more gory. Now, subsequently, yeah, the first one has become my favorite in the series, but at the same time, you know, if back then I thought if your killer hasn't done enough, then if you don't, you damn near almost need a sequel, then it's okay to let the killer live. If he does more than enough, like again, I love the first three Child's Plays, but if the first Child's Play was a standalone film, to me, that Chucky had done enough to Andy and his mom. You know what I mean? Like, he hurt people enough. he was evil enough, dark enough. Um, you know what I mean? Like, he did enough. Halloween Ends. Michael Myers. What did he do? He didn't do enough. I mean, you got Art the Fart here over in the Terrifier films doing more than enough. You know what I mean? Like, I got news for you. Just like the Halloween remakes, brother, when you make hard to steer horror, which is overly violent, too sexual, especially uh, of a rape nature, oh my God, brother, that is so hard to steer. You got to have, like, I don't know if class is the right word for it, but you don't want like Last House on the Left and that horrible movie with Gerard Butler, uh, Law Abiding Citizen. Like, yeah, they're about revenge, but to me, those are, and especially the Rob Zombie unedited version, where it's like the rape is more of a voyeuristic nature, where it's, I don't know, instead of like not just implied, and it's like, yeah, there's revenge, but I don't think the revenge warrants like how hardcore shown. You know what I mean? Like, it's cheap and trashy and hard to steer in all the wrong ways, folks. Um, but I've also, in some of these Halloween videos, brought up the idea of the jigsaw puzzle. And again, it was funny that they asked me which is the more definitive version, because right there, um, arguably, weirdly, you could compare Resurrection and Halloween Ends. Because if you didn't like Laurie winding up in a nut house getting killed right at the beginning, well, here's Laurie surviving the fucking thing, moving on, not letting fear dictate her life. Which, this is the definitive ending for Laurie Strode, but for Michael Myers, that would be Resurrection, because he survived. And my next video, I'm gonna go more, which I feared this would happen, but I let Halloween Ends dominate this one too much. Next one's gonna be more why Halloween Resurrection was the better Halloween film.